The reason why IELTS exams don't like you is because of this. You're making IELTS hard for yourself for absolutely no reason. After spending thousands of hours for IELTS prep, I found the secret sauce that you need to know now. The solutions are probably gonna shock you. There are overall 5 reasons, and I will first go from least reasons to the best reasons and give you solutions to them. Let's say that this is you, cramming vocabulary lists or formulas without understanding the underlying concepts. And this is the first reason why your IELTS score is not improving, which is memorization over understanding. You will have difficulty applying knowledge in different situations. For example, you might memorize synonyms for happy like joyful or elated, but struggle to use them correctly in a sentence depending on the context. You might use elated to describe feeling slightly content after a long day, which wouldn't be an accurate use of the word. It was a little too long, sorry, let's move on. So, again, you rushing into the test unprepared, you looking at your computer, booking the IELTS test, and this is the worst thing. Never do this if you're unprepared yet. What you should do to succeed on the test. You will need to put in the time and effort to study for it effectively. This brings us to reason number 2, which is rushing to the test unprepared. I know that you know that the IELTS is a challenging exam that assesses your English proficiency across 4 key skills: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. What a formal language! Assessing English proficiency across 4 key skills? What should what should you do then? Should you never take the IELTS test? I mean, no. You should book the IELTS test only when you're ready. Before registering, Mr. You should create a study plan that allocates enough time to each skill area. By the way, I spent over 10 hours to make each video on my channel, so your support can mean a lot to me. You may be wondering, how? You can support me. Likes and comments are free. Back to the video. You should find good practice materials that reflect the format and content of the actual test and get familiar with the test format, including the types of tasks you will encounter and the time limits for each section. You might be bored, right? That's why I have another reason why your score is decreasing or even maybe staying the same. So that reason is isolating yourself from English. How on earth can you isolate yourself from English? Immerse yourself in English as much as possible. Surround yourself with English in your everyday life. Watch English language movies and TV shows, listen to English music, and read English language news articles. You can also find podcasts and audiobooks on a variety of topics that interest you. By far, the biggest advice to you is to change the language settings on your phone and computer to English. If you haven't done it now, do it now. Look for opportunities to speak with native speakers, either online or in person. There are many online language exchange platforms where you can connect with native speakers who are learning your language. What should you do if you don't want to speak or listen online? You can also find conversation groups in your area or attend events where English is spoken. By the way, don't forget that we are going from least to best. Upcoming reasons and solutions are game changers, Mr. Yu. The reason why your IELTS score is not increasing is memorizing answers. Mr. Yu, if you answer this question, you're already better than 99.9% of IELTS test takers. And that question is, what is the IELTS designed to assess? Think. 5 seconds. Oh, time's up. The answer is your ability to communicate effectively in English in a real world setting. This means being able to understand different types of spoken and written English. and being able to respond in a way that is clear, concise, and grammatically correct. Memorizing answers will not help you develop these skills. In fact, it can actually stop your progress on the test. This can make your responses sound unnatural and forced, and it may lead you to make mistakes if the question is phrased slightly differently than you are expecting. The next reason is focusing on complex vocabulary. Let's